Y'all are so sweet. Yeah, this I think I'm having connectivity issues. So I might have wobbly internet tonight. We'll see. Anyway,
Story of our lives, Tammy.
Yeah, it is. And
Connectivity.
I've shut down all the other windows, so I can't multitask and keep other windows open. So I apologize for that glitchy poo. So yeah, you were rudely interrupted, or I disappeared as you were introducing your next piece, Richard. So where are we on that? Did you read it already?
I did, but I thought you were here. It was about April.
Oh, yes. That's April for you.
It is April for you. It's still April for you.
It is.
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
Oh no, that's
what
New
do you
York
want for nothing? Bravo. Lorraine, so I think where the glitch happened was I was trying to download the file and stay in in the reading, and I couldn't do both. If you could send it on another channel, like Facebook Messenger, maybe, then I could look for it on the phone and not compromise my connection here. Is that possible, or is that too much to ask?
Let me see if I can. I've been having cyberspace adventures in cyberspace again.
Okay, you too. Yeah, that's fair.
So let me. Yeah, all of a sudden my computer decided it wanted to go to Australia.
I wouldn't mind going there. Let me grab my phone.
Let me see if I can. And because of that, I couldn't get into my Hotmail. I couldn't get into my Facebook. But all of a sudden, it seems to have returned back to this plane of reality.
Can you tell this reading is not hosted by a corporate bookstore? A corporate entity of any kind?
Okay, I'm in. Oh my God. Okay.
You sound excited.
Let me tell you, with the computer thinking it was in Australia, Facebook would not allow me to access my account.
That's cute.
So to your personal, correct?
Yeah, my Facebook Messenger chat.
Yeah. But to Tammy and not recordando.
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay.
You know, Ernest, I just realized, I think it's on Zoom that I realized like how discolored my facial hair is in different places. But I actually have a really, really dark patch of hair right here, and it's lighter on either side of it. And so it's kind of weird looking. I feel like I should go put some powder in it or something. But this part of my mustache is going white faster than the rest.
Yeah, I see that on just that side.
It's sort of upsetting. No, it's not. We were talking about regular colored hair and how weird it is. I mean, it's bad enough that all the white hair goes in every different direction, but now I've got like a really unpopular style mustache.
I am a big fan of what is the word? When things are the same on both sides. Why am I blanking out on the word? Symmetry, yeah. And according to a short story by J.G. Ballard, he was a physician, by the way, for a little while. the last time that we as human or growing creatures are symmetrical is during the blastosphere phase of fetal development.
I have no doubt.
Like we were symmetrical, like cut us straight down the middle vertically, and we're completely the same on both sides. And then we enter the, I think, blastospheres. That's probably not the right.
Yeah. No, it is, I
Blastosphere
think. I
it's a
think I just
collection of
was reading
cells.
about that.
It's a
And then at
collection of
that-
cells, like 16 on each side or whatever.
Yeah, but after that point, it's like, oh, this ear's getting a little bigger, and this droops here. And it's like we go all wonky and kind of original, and variegated, and like, yeah, that's when the good stuff really starts to pop out. And that's okay. And so, the uneven mustache colors, that's part of it too, and
It is.
love the variation, I guess. That's what
There was
I'm
a
thinking.
study done, and I can't say when, but I think it was somewhere around 20 years ago, because it had to do with sort of like people's digital photos, among other things. And they learned a couple things. And one was that, beauty, more people considered more symmetrical faces more beautiful at that time anyway. And somehow I feel like that's not so much the case anymore. The weirdest thing about that study, though, was that they had this tech. It's probably very common now now they have AI, but they could combine two people's faces, and then they could combine two of those and two of those. And they found that people found the most beautiful people to be images, to be faces where there were at least like 8 or 16 faces combined, rather than the real people. I don't know what that means. It's, it's just,
I don't either. I'm trying to figure out what my phone is doing with this file from Ms. Lorraine. Wow. It may come through in a moment.
have you been in, are they still jumping in the water, Ernest?
Yeah, so the next 2 weeks are the last 2 weeks. This Sunday is Cyclone Sunday, so all the polar bears, we can ride the cyclone as much as we want at 10:30 in the morning. So I am waking up extra early tomorrow so we can get out there by like 9:30 and drop off our stuff, settle in. So my friend likes to go super early for things, so we're gonna be there. And then they use pictures of the bears on the cyclone for the promo stuff. So
That's great.
yeah.
Sounds like fun, actually.
So the
I
I
cyclone
really
roller
like
coaster.
riding the cyclone.
is that an actual ride, like a carnival ride?
It's a roller coaster. So it's a roller coaster. I
Oh,
think it's
fun.
like 97 years old or something
Yeah.
like that.
Wow.
It's a wooden roller coaster
Oh,
that I
those
guess
are the
like,
best.
yeah, it's kind of one of the originals or whatever.
It is. Any
That's a
movie
nice perk.
that has Coney Island in it has the cyclone in it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the Wonder Wheel's like over 100 years old, I think. It's like 103 years old or something.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Which,
the Ferris wheel.
Which amusement park is this?
It is in Coney Island.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. Coney Island, New York.
It was one of the early Ferris wheels, like big Ferris wheels. And although, of course, the first Ferris wheel was in the 1887, I think, the Chicago Exposition. It was invented. It was invented for that
Oh, wow.
by a French man named Ferris.
Oh, wow.
By a statist named Ferris.
Not a sadist.
Yeah, it depends on whether you like roller coasters or not.
Terrifying.
No, this was,
Yeah,
we're
the
talking about
Wonder
Ferris
Wheel
wheels.
is
Ferris
terrifying.
wheels. Ferris wheels are scarier.
You
to me
said
than
it,
roller
you did it,
coasters.
you did it. Another terrifying incident of terror.
No, I did it
Oh
again.
my God.
You know what? It was in my
I just said
poem
it too. We
I
both
had the
said
word-
it.
I had. It's like the word of the day on Pee Wee Herman. Do you remember that?
Do I ever?
confetti. Lorraine, the issue now with my phone is that I'm out of storage space apparently. So I'm in all kinds of tech trouble, and that's what Pachamama wants me to learn on Earth Day, is that I need to go back to pencil and paper and scripting in stone and bloodletting. And oh, did you know that maggots can sometimes be used to help
Clean
with
wounds.
calciphylaxis? Oh my gosh. Oh the horror. Oh, the horrors.
Calciphilactis, I don't know. Yeah. I
Calcium
know they use it
Black.
like on organs or something to like clean it up or something
Yeah.
when they're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do not come up to me with a bag of maggots anytime I'm sick, please. I mean, yeah. So I'm
It's
not
the
sure what we're
curriculum.
gonna do, Lorraine. If you want to share your screen, if it's on the screen, is it not? Is the document not on? Well, it would be on your screen since you messaged it to me.
Now, how can we do this?
Well, you should have a button that says share screen. And if it doesn't let you, then Tammy has to give you permission. And
I
then
just made it so that multiple people can share. So you should be able to
Where
click on
is
that
it?
at the bottom of where it says participant.
Oh, okay, share screen.
Uh-huh.
Gotcha.
Mhm. And then you will get a selection of anything you have open, and you should be able to click on the one you want to show us.
Do you guys see it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
And what are the instructions for me? You said something about italics.
yeah, in the fourth part.
Okay. That's the part
This,
for me to read, is the italicized part?
yeah,
Okay, got it.
in part 4. So this poem has been published in several different places, including a very limited handmade edition chapbook called Fire and Water that was put out by it's part of the Red Mare series by Pink House. It was published in 2019. There's still 6 copies of it left. Buenos is National Park in southern Colombia. And during the Civil War, it kept switching back and forth between the FARC, the revolutionary forces, and the Colombian military. It's a beautiful national park. Who yet wanders these mountains at night beneath a starful heaven? Do you, puma and bear, carefully stepping amongst the foul-smelling mines? Do you, humans, guns and arms, hunting liberties? Do you, spirits of silent non-history past? Come to mourn these mountains, perhaps are free beneath the remnants of last night's dreams. But then the clouds of minds awaken to gather, their peaks become buried, their slopes barren, cross-hatched by human hand. Until the night again falls and the skies clear to a million starry dreams. Will the wind and rains erode these mountains?
Or the shovels of man?
Will the trembling earth shift warmth and waters of thermal pools?
Or will dams?
Will the waning of puma, of bear and danta go with the cycles of feast and famine?
Or with shotguns?
Will the forests yet survive lightning strike fires, renewing amidst showers and sun?
Or will chainsaws?
Will pristine snow yet close those cindery peaks?
Or will
This land yet dream beneath stellar heavens? So there's a couple of explanatory notes if you're
Oh, I
interested.
kind of caught those, except for Danta. Mhm.
a tapir? Or how do you say that? Tapir or tapir, taper?
Mountain taper, tapir? I don't know. I know it in Spanish. I
In
don't know it in
Danta.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love that line, hunting liberties. That phrase. That was
Yeah,
wonderful.
Yep.
That was worth all that tech effort.
Yes.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. Congrats on having that one published.
Yeah, Fire and Water is a collection of ecofeminist poetry.
And when did that come out? More or less?
2019.
Ah, not too long ago.
No.
Beautiful.
I don't know. Let me see if I can.
You should have a button there that says stop sharing.
No. There's something else I wanna.
Oh,
Another
yeah,
piece.
okay.
Let's see, poetry chapbooks.
Will you be showing it to us?
I'll be showing you a photo of it.
Oh,
Okay, so you may, if let us know when you select it, because if we don't see it, you will have to stop sharing and then share again.
Okay, it's loading up right now. I think, there you go.
No, we don't see it.
Yeah, we see the poem, so.
Okay, let me see. Then
Yeah.
I'll do it again.
Yeah, it's a weird thing with Zoom. I've noticed a few times.
you're getting good
There.
at this. You're getting very good at this. Wow,
That's
red mare.
gorgeous.
Wait, is that red mare
is
or
beautiful.
is that something red?
It's a series of books that Pink House puts out. They put out a chapbook like every year
Mhm.
or two a year. And so this is the 18th volume, and she decided to call it for her favorite poem in the collection, which is Fire and Water,
Mhm.
which is about the El Nino event of 97, 98 and the effects in Central and South America.
That is so beautiful. Can
That is.
Yeah.
and that's a photograph you're sharing, so you don't have the book in front of you. I'm curious what the
No.
inside looks like.
If you go to the site where it's listed, you can there's photos of the inside, and give me a second and I'll find the link and put it in chat.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing. Like, I want to encourage us to please take advantage of that opportunity to share screen, because there's some great visual work that I think we can have a look at, and it helps kind of give insight into the kind of production work we're doing. And yeah, you can take up space this way. I welcome that.
Okay, here comes the link
Oh, in the chat.
in the chat.
Let's see, where is the chat? Oh, there's the chat. Thank you. Great. I'm going to read a lengthy piece because that's how I wrote it. So, And,
Can I ask? Can I make a little request that we take like a quick little break?
oh yeah, it's 9 o'clock. Yes, it's a good time. I just felt with all the glitches, I felt like I broke away a lot. But yeah, let's take a 5-minute break. Is that okay?
Thank you. Sorry to interrupt, but yeah.
No, I could
Thank
use
you.
the bio myself.
Okay.
Yeah, I need a snack.
And I hear about ice cream, because when I make it visceral, I crave it. So as long as I'm like detached from it, the concept of ice cream appeals to me, but I do not have a hankering for it. Thank you.
I may have to try that. That sounds effective.
I have, I quit sweet things like a couple months ago when the
Oh.
depression went away. It was so easy. I just didn't want them. And which is weird because it's an addiction. And I have a bunch of ice cream that's been sitting in my fridge since February. And
Wow.
it's just sitting there. And yesterday I actually sort of opened the door and I looked at it and I was like, and I shut the door. And I
Yeah,
was like,
totally.
I'm not throwing that out. I'm going to leave it there to torture me, like that last pack of cigarettes, or for when I have an absolute breakdown. But you know what I can't figure out? Oh, this is recording, so maybe I won't say, but no, but so I've been
Tactful.
trying to be healthier, and I'm bicycling almost every day. Granted, stationary, and it's like still it's only like 25 minutes, pretty hard, and I'm sweating and huffing and puffing. But that's been 2 months, and I haven't lost a single pound, and I can't figure that out. Do I have to like bicycle for 2 hours a day or something to do that, or I don't know.
It's a monster for people our age, Richard, trying to really like lose pounds and inches. We
I
have to
never had
do,
to before.
we have to do double extra work and, you know, deprivations of kinds that might not be interesting or
Well, I
palatable.
stopped all kinds of sweet stuff. I don't eat it, and like I have oranges and apples here, and I'm trying not to have so many carbs with meals. Not every time. I had a sandwich today, um, but that's bread is fiber too, so I can't figure it out. But so I contact Kaiser, my HMO, and I'm like, can I talk to the nutritionist? I just want a little advice on losing weight because I never bothered trying before ever in my life. And they're like, "Oh, we'll hook you up with we got some great classes for that." And so they call me, and the next opening is in July. I'm like, I kind of wanted to do something now.
Yeah, there goes the motivation. We'll put you on
No,
a schedule to change your life in 3 years. So don't change your life till
yeah,
3 years
yeah,
past. Um,
yeah. I have some motivation, but
I do
anyway.
recall that in my 20s, I could sashay past pints of ice cream and chips, and I don't even recall spending much time in convenience stores for the quick and easy convenient foods. I wasn't, I didn't have food on the brain like I tend to lately in life. So yeah, that's just an interesting observation about myself there. I'm going to read a poem that I wrote about you know who. And so this was very timely in the moment, which was the moment was maybe 2000, I don't know, 18. But there's a lot of references to nature here. And so I think this might be appropriate. I'm gonna need help with one section. And I thought today, maybe this is something I'm going to do in the future where I need help with a section where I didn't do all the research. And y'all help me like, wait, don't tell me. Y'all help me fill in the blank. Because I begin to refer to something, but I didn't do the research, so the sentence is not complete. Is that laziness? Yeah, probably. But it's also more like hectic rushing. Untitled. You sad, empathetic miscreant. You've lobbed the nation into the net, thinking you've aced, but you haven't. Remove your blindfold. Quit pretending at genius and masterful. You have mastered only the devil's folly, and he or she is probably not even that impressed. He's definitely seen worse. LOL, you're mediocre at worst, at bad. You're not a constructor, but a destroyer. And what you build? Erectile pillars of steel and glass affixed with gold veneers. You haven't even truly built even those. How many bricks have you mortared? Power saws have you growled into action? I know a real builder, and he's not even very money rich, because he even walked away from his architect's salary and lives with his sweet ways, camping with the curious as he travels with his wife, teaching about cob building and sustainable design. I've seen his work and laughed and broke bread at his fire chats, and Yanto is a builder. He raises homes from earthen materials, bricks of straw and mud, and patted those into curvilinear walls, into those charming low-cost hobbit houses with hearths of heart in open-air kitchens. And me, even I have built things, putting together a teepee with a tall Indian woman with strong hands and brave laughter, and I have built a thatched roof, stitching imported South African grasses onto the framework, straddling the roof line and smiling at the sweaty students learning together as the teachers chatted kindly in English and Afrikaans. I am the builder here. You've only bought people, paid them sometimes, to raise your temples of greed and clear-cut trees to establish yet another restricted use, single-function landscape. Golf course here, golf course there, pesticide here, herbicides there. And have you even a pet, a beloved fur friend, cuddled a kitty, or wept at animal shelters? Or do you just bet on horses, kill off the beasts for sport? I don't think you even have the muscle or athletic aim for that, actually. I think you must be a man with no best friend. I cannot even see you as a farmer. Have you seen a seed, cupped rich soil in your palm, dug your fingers in the dirt? I have. I spent what little money I had to get to Colorado and make an organic farm my home for a month, where I lived on a wooden pallet or slept on the floor and woke to the sunrise and the cooing of doves. And I worked for 8 hours with the happiest volunteers, shoveling horseshit and hay to make a wall to insulate the upper chicken coop. Afterwards, we jumped in Jerome's truck and rode to the hot springs for a serenade under the stars, steam rising from the surface of the geothermal pool as we reached to each other's faces for gestures of kinship in the early autumn twilight. No, I cannot even see you swimming, moving your arms to make yourself buoyant, feeling the pleasure of a wave breaking at your chest while you squeeze your toes into the sand floor. You do not even know this and therefore cannot love it. And love. I have loved, really loved, at least 6 gentlemen whose words and smart minds kindled a warmth in my heart. I aligned closely with this love experience to learn my heart's duty, and no one was hurt in this entanglement of emotion, and I have no regrets. How many have you really loved? Have you uttered the word in blissed release or honoring milestone moments? Is there a place for sincere and unquestioning adoration and romance in your marriage? Honestly, I cannot see it. Can she? You have broken things, broken trust, broken friendships, pacts, and companies, torn asunder real estate deals and potential mergers, and flicked off people like fleas off dogs when you possibly are the only scavenger parasite in the room, you purveyor of doom. You've walked out on people, refused to shake hands. But have you hiked or danced? Let your body feel its surging energy within your suited up frame? Are you alive in there? Is your package merely sealed, plastinated like anatomical parts in a cadaver lab, your bulbous eyes blinking like a greasy spoon, graveyard shift, roadside sign? I wish I could see you as a nature boy, an elected Walt Whitman, incanting prosperous verses we might be quoting decades from now. Do you even own hiking boots? Or have you meandered above tree line with your heart in your mouth, moved by the gorgeous landscape that surrounds? Have you even ever seen America? I have traveled by truck to a wedding in Omaha and picked up hitchhikers in Taos and recited poetry in Chicago and babysat for John Denver's daughter, Jessie Bell, and interpreted for immigrant mothers at a San Antonio bus station and spit at the governor's mansion in Austin when Bush lived there, and seen rhesus monkeys at the National Institutes of Health and performed for high school students in a standing ovation in downtown Dallas. I have made greater history than you. And what kind of impact have you had when you've traveled? Oh, that kind. Big fucking deal with your big weapons deals. I don't have killing machines or military equipment to pimp. Don't need it. But I have been abroad, and I think I've represented the US better than you have. I really have. And I don't even have the dollars you do. Yet I made my way to Nepal for 3 months to live with people of Buddha, and I trekked for 9 days in 2 showers only to see Mount Everest, and I was higher than you'll ever be, and that's the factest fact, because there are no Lear jets to whisk you to high elevation villages like Tangboche, and you'll never know the quality of heartbeat that I felt when I arrived in Namche in the afternoon, and I perched later on a cliffside next to a cow to see the blinking house lights as they turned on at sunset. Have you walked uphill towards a waterfall, anticipating the mist and aching to share the moment with everyone you love? You wouldn't even walk with the leaders of Europe and had to flabbily float along like a paraded, gilded stuffed pig in your personal club car. And then when you were invited, okay, this is the part I don't remember. When he was in Ireland and like everybody walked up to some mount or something, and he refused to do the walk with them. Like he didn't even go to this like historical site. And he was with some world leaders, other heads of state. Like he like skipped that because he will not sweat. He will not be seen
Exerting.
moment of physical effort. Was it what?
Exerting himself.
Exerting himself, yes. So the location I cannot remember is a hill or something, and yet all of these things are important to me. How was it? It was a big parenthetical, or maybe not. All of these things are important to me. Love, nature, walking the mountains, cuddling a furry pet, loving the sea, breaking bread with loved ones that you baked for them, and planting a seed or harvesting your first tomatoes, and digging a fire pit, and teaching yourself how to boil an egg in the embers, and an honest day's work for an honest day's earned pay, and dragging your exhausted body yet another mile when the bicycling weather is perfect, and somehow that lifts you and you touch deep into that perpetual well of energy that reminds you, I'm alive, this is my body, and it hurts, but it works, and I'm sweating, but I'm purifying, and when I turn in dance or bend in qigong or yoga motions, I am inhabiting the vessel of who I am, and this is wealth, and this is self-love, and this is gratifying existence. And I don't think any of this matters to you. I don't think any of this is in your day planner, and nobody will see you tweet about love and gardening and fur babies and seaside sunrises and the sweet ache of romantic connection and moving in action with purpose in your body. And because none of this matters to you, you are not on my radar. You are not of my tribe. You are never to be my kindred spirit. You've missed a chance to Facebook friend me. You're just a blob of greed and mirthless despair. Again, the sad and ignoble miscreant, the pitiable fiend who mistook himself for a king, who just keeps falling and falling as he reaches for his crown. June 2017. Yeah.
Wow,
That was a lovely rant.
that was great.
Mm-hmm. It did make me want to hurl insults.
That's a great use of our poetic skills, but it's not always satisfying ultimately.
Yeah, I think it's a legitimate maybe form or genre. I'm not sure. The curse poem.
The curse poem,
have-
epithet poem.
Yeah.
I think of the slam poem.
Do you mean like at a poetry slam?
Where it's like a little bit, yeah, like where you're slamming someone.
Oh, not like at a poetry slam.
Well, that happens there sometimes, though.
Yeah, I know it does, except that it's 3 minutes. It has to stop at 3 minutes. I know. I have an old one called "Oh Corporation, You Are Not Immortal," but I'm not about to pull that up. I'm into happy today. I just feel like I just thought of something to share with you guys that reminded me of, even though it's about the opposite. It's about as opposite from that as could be. I can if you like.
Yes, please.
How we did.
Yeah, change the mood.
I'm into that tonight. This is not recent. It's a one paragraph It's about a page long from my the novel I wrote a couple of years ago that, you know, it doesn't matter. And here, I'm gonna pull, I'm gonna not be seeing you guys. I'm gonna have it on the screen here. And you don't need to know anything really, except that the character I'm talking about, the he, is about 50, and he attends. This is in a small town in Nevada, but they have like there's a big dance party event that attracts like mostly young people from all over the place, and it's crowded, and it's sort of like a rave type thing. And he's hanging out with his friend who's um, around his age also. He's asexual, and she's the madam of the brothel, which happens in Nevada. That's all. It's just a description of dancing.
Ooh.
That's it. And dance they did. I just wanted to show there's an age difference because that comes up a little bit between them and the rest of the crowd. And dance they did for hours. He like a snake shedding skin after skin. She like a Cheshire Shiva, mixing it up with the youngs and a few hardy olders, even getting a couple of solos in the circle. And as he danced, what a relief. Fuck. He began to feel like he was living in every part of his body, with every cell. And no, he did not take the ecstasy. This was all organic brain nectar, and something he'd absolutely felt before, but not for many years, kicked off perhaps by the potent cocktail of endorphins and pheromones in the room, and ending up somewhere in the next carnation where he wasn't being something, he was just being, just living in his skin as his skin. He was his skin, sensate and gliding through pulsing space, gushing sweat and gulping air, alive in skin. Cells engulfed and fed by beats, by waves riding waves, the muscles surging beneath, alive in each, tense and release, charged, the meat he is, limbs and loving tendons reaching into breath inward, out, vessels trading sky, the eyes he lives, the nerves, brain pulsing and reaching, living others, alive in others, bodies and bodies, all sensations, ours, his thighs pumping, sex, chest, throat aflame and flesh, the music, arms, shared stink of body, the gut, here I am, his heart, here I am, pumping, how many years, how many hours, nape of the neck, the scalp, here I am, his roots sprung and springing, a live oak, a granite rise, sky sweeping grass, the plains, the chest of another, and another, and another, here I am, he thought, if being could be thinking, as the body thinks, veins between pulse, aortas waiting, the chambers after spasm, marrow nets and space, so much space the body has, his cells, rivers, halcyon, rushed, tumbling, roaring, tranquil, waking and dreaming of others, of everyone. How could he not be everyone? He opened his eyes and saw everyone, the others, the motion, his hands, and there, here, his friend, the person with whom he was sharing this, the person who could see him, who in some real way could be him, spinning and star-eyed and smiling in the world, and he could be her as well. He thought true, fragile, powerful, and his heart opened up. For weeks, he'd been thinking about seeing, almost worrying about it, shadowed by it from conversations with his friend, the walker and seer, with his friend, the kid, and with himself upon seeing his own not seeing, and from his friend here who saw him so well. And he thought, they see and I be. I know how to be. And he danced. I just felt like I needed to read that because I haven't looked at it in a while. I wrote it a couple of years ago. And I haven't found anybody to look at that. That's page 227
Ooh.
of 460. So a lot happens after that dancing.
Beautiful.
I really like the story. Huh?
Do you dance often anymore?
I haven't danced for quite a long time. I
Is
think
it
that's what I
important
was
to
writing.
have music that moves you, or do you dance to just anything? Does it matter to you that much?
Me?
Yeah.
I dance, I dance in my apartment sometimes if I have the right music on or something that really makes me want to dance.
So it does
Um,
matter. It matters to me. I don't dance to just any
Yeah.
music. It really
I
has
can't
to.
dance to just anything.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sometimes I put on The Low Spark of High-Heeled Boys by Traffic and play it a
Ooh,
few times
yeah.
just to dance, because it's a great song to dance to.
Mhm.
That's old. What a great song.
I remember the day that Bowie died, or the evening of the day that Bowie died, or when it was publicly released and as news to us. And one station was playing a bunch of his tunes. Oh my gosh, I just danced so hard, my grief. That felt really good. Really, really good. I want to do that for him again.
For Bowie
Yeah, or the spirit of Bowie.
or oh,
Dance my grief,
I-
honoring him, like honor dancing.
you could honor dance anybody in a lot of ways.
I'm looking for a piece that I wrote last night, but in the meantime, would anybody like to read right
I
now?
have one here.
All right.
This is called Bathing. Oh, I have to find it. Hold on a second. Bathing in the Moon.
Ooh.
Shadowed pines and robles against the royal sky. Venus stunning in the depths of stars and beyond the Plutonian mystery.
Hmm.
I await the full moon to rise above cragged, snowy peaks, tendrils of steam drifting over the pools, over boulders smoothed by time, my muscles loosening in the hot waters of the spring. In this austral spring, the eastern sky lightens with that Taurus loon nearing the horizon, our bright star reflected in the clear mineral pool. Listening to the crickets, the unseen river rushing through the forest, that moon so slowly rising, Venus quickly sliding away, the steam tendriling, the water tendriling around me into my pores, to my roots. Luna now peeks through the boughs of the vapors penetrate deeper, deeper, calluses falling away. Her light rippling now across this warmth, across this pool, tendriling into myself and self.
Mm,
Craving the
thank
hot
you.
springs. I love the hot springs.
Mm.
One of my all-time favorite experiences is just standing in them and letting the steam rise off my skin. I think that's pretty hot, actually.
And that poem is
Yes.
part of a trying to find it. Here it is. Part of a chapbook that was published in 2017
Mm-hmm.
called Notes from the Patagonia, a year in the Patagonia of Chile and Argentina that was put out by Dancing Girl Press. And I just put the information in the notes. Or in the chat, sorry.
Oh, Dancing Girl Press is in Chicago. I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
Did you submit to them? I mean, did you do, was there a call for chapbooks or manuscripts, or how did?
Yeah,
that
she
happen?
does. She does a call every, I think it's like July, August. And she just published my 3rd collection with her, and next year there'll be another one coming out.
Wow.
So in 2017, it was Notes in the Patagonia. 2019 was on Galapagos Shores,
Mhm.
poetry from the Galapagos Islands. This year, just like a week and a half ago, In the Jaguar Valley came out, which is poetry about Quito, Ecuador. And next year will be on Orinoco Plains, or just called Orinoco Plains, which is poetry from the llanos of Venezuela.
Mm.
That's the newest one, right?
No, that's the one that will be coming out next year.
Oh, next year. Okay.
In the Jaguar Valley is the new one.
So they don't have a limit on the number of times you can be published.
Nope.
And, huh. Well, congratulations. That's a nice run with Dancing Girl Press, for sure.
You also just made me remember that to check on Harbin Hot Springs, my favorite hot spring, which is, a couple hours away from here, up in the hills, and it burned to the ground.
Oh
It was an
no.
old, been around since the 60s or 70s, and it was like an old hippie, like clothing optional thing with like all different kinds of pools to go into and sauna and all the kind of stuff. It was super inexpensive. And you could stay overnight you could rent a room, but you could also stay overnight in domes or just go up there for the day. And I haven't checked for quite a while. I was a
Oh,
few years
that
back,
sounds
but
like my kind of place.
they've rebuilt it. Yeah, it is. As a matter of fact,
It's alive.
wow, they've
Good.
rebuilt it, and there. Mhm. And
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
that expensive. It's like a year's membership for $30.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Although if you want to just go for a day, it's 35. So just kind of,
Make the
I'm not sure.
investment, make the investment and pay the annual fee. Is it
Yeah.
harbin.org?
Harbin Hot Springs, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hmm. I think
I
I
thought you
need to
said
make a trip up
carbon.
there.
I thought you said carbon.
No. Yeah. Harbin. I don't know what it's named after.
The problem with here is with all the rains, the best hot springs, the roads are suffering from landslides.
Hmm.
So it's kind of hard to get out to them.
I wonder if that's the case up there too, but there wasn't any indication on their site. I mean, we had so many floods and landslides here this year. Mhm. And now the flooding is starting up again because the Sierra snow melt has begun. And they had
Oh,
like 30 feet of snow or something this winter. And now it's runneling down to the agricultural plains that were already flooded. So, mhm.
Hey, I'm fighting sleep.
Thanks for sharing. I was going to see if you had anything else, but maybe You could sing us a lullaby.
I
That was a
actually
really,
sang some karaoke tonight. It was so funny. I went to dinner at this little place, the Los Tres Charros over here, and there were a couple of people ponied up at the bar singing karaoke, and they drew us in. I was with somebody, and we started singing with them. It was kind of fun. And the guy that was singing was from like the Rio Grande Valley. He was from Texas, from where did he? Progreso. It was from Progreso. I think that's on the other side of the border though, right? Or is
it
that
might be in the
He said it was
valley.
in the valley. He said it was in the
I
valley.
think I remember it being on this side of the border. But
Yeah.
that's pretty amazing that you ran into them there. So were you singing rancheras in Spanish or like
I
just whatever?
sang Volver, Volver. We played
Ah.
that and I got up and sang that. And then he sang with my friend Michelle. They sang a couple of duets. And yeah, they were singing all kinds of stuff. I mean, they sang Stand By Me or like Stay by Rihanna and along mixing it up with some Spanish music too.
Here it
Julieta
is,
Venegas.
Progreso. It looks like it's like right on the border.
Very south. Very
On both
south.
sides of the border.
Oh, Nuevo Progreso.
Oh, okay.
My pronunciation is on the south side of the river, and Progreso, Texas, is on the north side.
Oh,
It's
it's
like
like
Laredo
Laredo
and
and
Nuevo
Nuevo
Laredo.
Laredo. Yeah.
Um,
One's on the south and one's on the north side.
I see where it is.
Well, this time last week, I was in a club in Sitka, Alaska called the Mean Queen. And I'm sad that I didn't take a selfie with the neon sign outside. But we had our whole day was booked at 4:00. All the schedule said was welcome the ship. And we're like, we're going down to the harbor to welcome the ship. Okay, what's that about? I don't know. But after that, we're going to go on the whale watching boat. And then after that, we're going to the Mean Queen for some dancing. Like, oh my gosh, so you got to dress for all three things. And so welcoming the boat meant there were native folks coming from other island areas for the ceremony, which was going to happen the next day, which was last Saturday. And no, the dancing was Friday. I was at the Mean Queen on Friday. Oh, so this time last week I was in the ceremony. So we had to go and greet these people arriving by ship. And yeah, so they had the drums and the dancers and the elder leaders from, one on the vessel, one at the harbor saying, what is your business? Why are you here? Kind of like going through them. Well, we are here to attend your ceremony tomorrow. Well, then come ashore. You are welcome. And, just kind of little ritual welcome. And then so later when we're dancing, oh my gosh, they mixed it up like you were saying, Rihanna and all old hip hop. And then apparently when I left, and I left pretty late, they pulled out the Tribe Called Red, the indigenous electronic dance music, and apparently like all the Indian powwow dancing happened on that dance club floor, and we took it over. But I missed that part, so that would have been groovy cool. But yeah, we were a presence with our faction there from San Francisco, Oakland, and me being from Texas. We're all bright brown skinned people. And then together with the indigenous folks from there, we were very noticeable in the town for that weekend, as kind of evening out the distribution of skin colors possible. So it was interesting to be a part of that. But the piece
Listen to some of that. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna change the subject. So what were you gonna say?
Oh, that I've listened to some of that Tribe Called Red. Yeah, I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, there's a lot there. I really wanted to capture a lot of it so I could refer to it, rely on it, lean on it for comfort and sustenance and courage in the coming weeks. So thank you for being here. I guess, do you want to just call it a night, everyone?
Oh, I'd like to hear did you find that poem that you were gonna read?
Well, it's actually a scene that I had to write that for a climate change project I'm working on. I don't know that it's that interesting to read out loud. I was excited when I wrote it. It's a dream sequence with a female character called LD50 or Lady 50 and a mushroom. And I'll read it. It takes maybe 5 minutes. The mushroom staggers along a dirt path and sways uncertainly as if it is dancing to the music playing in the distance on a wind-up portable record player. Faintly at first, but then increasing in volume, Is That All There Is by Peggy Lee plays. After a moment, the mushroom shows the bottle or cocktail glass in its hand. Lights go up on LD50, sitting on a boulder, fiddling with her shoes, retying the laces or massaging her toes before pulling the boots back on. She glances towards the approaching mushroom, amused and curious. As the music fades, the mushroom says, "Is that all there is? You on that rock and those wretched, stinky boots in your empty hand? Here, want a sip? Take this. It doesn't even help much, not anymore. So you drink and dance and talk? Yeah, I must be dreaming. How else are we going to have this conversation? Anyway, glad you're here. I don't have time for this nap. I must have dozed off. Ugh. Time to wake up. Gotta keep moving. Hold up. Not yet, not yet. I have to tell you something. It's on my chest. And it weighs hard. What do you mean? What is it? A message? Special insight? The cure for this damn mess? That's a tall order for one short nap dream. You'd need a Sleeping Beauty level sleep for the massive remedy you're hoping for. Haha. Mushroom. Yeah, haha. You need some laughter in your life, lady. Not the ironic variety either, but a real gutbuster. I wish I was here to give you that, but actually I just want to apologize. For what? For making you sick. The heavy metals, the lead poisons in your body. It's my fault. You're just a fungus, for fuck's sake. How can anything be your fault? Well, if I could have warned you before, I would have, about the toxins in the soil where I grow. So many uncommunicated things. Ugh. That's merciful thinking after the fact, and we don't have time for that. It makes no sense to wallow. Mushroom. But imagine if your linguist type humans had long ago figured out, broken the code on plant language, animal language, ocean language, we could have spelled it out clear as day when days used to be clear, to say, hey, stop messing with perfect. Don't fuck this up. LD50. Jesus, that would have been some hellacious kind of cacophony. The birds with British petroleum on their wings, the squirrels, hawks, and orangutans losing their critical habitat when the loggers drove up. I wonder if we humans would have halted in our tracks, reversing course and getting shit right. So much fucking loss. At least you are talking to me. I mean, right now. It's just a dream, my dear, as he lifts his glasses in a toast and takes a sip. And with all that stress burden on your shoulders right now, you might not even remember this little dream when you wake up. Just a blip in the night, this moment. What else do you know? Can you tell the future? What more can you say to help me now? I am trying to get to the MOOT. That's the Museum of Outdated Technology. You know what that is, right? Am I even heading in the right direction to get there? You are actually. The wind-up record player over there. Where do you think I got it? It's from the MOOT? Did you steal it? Let's remember that we are in your dream world and anything is momentarily possible up in here. But the MOOT, is that a real place? Does it actually exist? Or is it just another thing we humans have dreamt up to give us hope? You humans can have hope without moots. At least you damn better have hope beyond institutions and agencies. But yeah, like I said, the moot is up ahead. You're on the right track. As she slides off the boulder, I have to get up and wake up and get moving. I need to make contact with someone. They hold the key. They take it easy, sister. You're not 100%, and the road ahead may be rough. Take a sip of this before you go and let yourself nap when you need to rest. Chances are I might find you again in your dreams. See you later, lady. Wanders away, swaying to the music as Is That All There Is plays out to the end of scene.
It was like a eco version of Waiting for Godot.
Kind of like, yeah. But that is LD50's avocation is harvesting mushrooms to help feed the people in her community. And little does she know she's taking in toxins because she's not wearing gloves, and she's near the lake bed of what's that dead lake in like California, no, Arizona. Oh, I heard it on the radio today, and also Salt Lake.
Tulare.
Is
There's
it
one called Tulare, I think it's called, that they've been talking about a lot because it's a dead lake that suddenly is filled with water again, but it's, harming the farms. Tulare, I'm pretty sure. It's somewhere in the south part of the Central Valley, I think.
Oh, okay.
think,
This one
or
is
Southern Cal.
near do Arizona and California abut? I think they do. There's a lake there that's been dead for a while. It used to be like a
That might actually be what, yeah.
It used to be a high-end resort, like a vacation or holiday resort. And it has a name that has like a EN, like a Linden or Moten or Minden.
Oh, it's Salton.
Salton, yes.
You're talking about the Salton Sea.
Yes, Salton, and it's dry,
Yeah,
and
okay.
the lake, the seabed is full of minerals like heavy metals, because well, it's dried up, but when the winds come, a lot of that dust becomes airborne, and it's affecting people's breathing and stuff because of the metals. So anyway, my character is based in that area, like on the edges of where the Salton Sea was, which is now which is now the West Coast, because San Diego, etc., are underwater. So where the Salton Sea is now the new West Coast, like 7 generations in the future. Anyway,
Yeah, well, it's got more water in it again because of all the rains out here.
Oh, recent. Okay.
Yeah, that's part of what that news thread is. There's another one though. There's another one that's
yeah, and there's concerns about the migrating birds that rely on water and stuff from those places and how they're getting sick. Anyway, it's just one scene between the characters, and I thought in a dream scene you can anthropomorphize fungus, so I did.
Make them dance.
I like the idea of a dancing mushroom myself.
That was cool.
I've seen them.
Yeah, I bet you have.
Yeah, that's having after eating them. Yeah.
Well, thanks for listening to everything tonight, and I'm sorry for the glitches. Those can't be scheduled or predicted, so I'm sorry about that.
You're fine.
It worked out well.
Thank you very much, everybody, for sharing.
Yeah, thanks, Lorraine. That was great. It was
Happy
great
Earth Day
hearing.
to all. I'm glad that we're where we are, doing our best to enjoy what's left and what thrives. I saw bald eagles, and I was the one who spotted the nest where this one eagle was swooping around for a couple of days. I saw where it roosted. Those eagle nests are huge. Yeah, huge.
I mean,
I want one to curl up in.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah. I do too. Okay, so good job, everybody. Thank you for showing up.
Good
And I'm
job,
sorry, you know,
Tammy.
we had our we missed our featured
We're
poet.
fine.
And I'll be reaching out to you, Lorraine, about future feature.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm glad to see everybody, even
Same here.
even invisible Lorraine, and say hi to Jeffrey, who's also invisible tonight.
Jeffrey's not here tonight. He's invisible. He must be traveling.
Yeah.
What
Anyway,
happened to Connie?
She said she wasn't able to hear us. So yeah, she had some technical issues, and she was afraid of, I don't know, disrupting. She didn't disrupt at all, but she said she might try again later, and then she didn't try.
Hmm.
Yeah,
It's okay.
it was just a weird. I could hear,
Or
but they
it's
could not.
something celestial that affected the technology.
Yeah, I want to say, yeah, it's the same. It's well, at least my day, not that it's anybody else's day, has been a little janky. So, but I'm gonna go make another taco because I've earned it.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
do some PT.
Physical
Nothing
therapy.
new.
Nice.
I'm having on a new program now, and where I have to shrug my shoulders about 50 times a day.
Hmm.
Well, you hold them. It's like 5-second holds, 15 times in a row, 5 times a day, then 6 times a day, and then holding weights. They say it will cure me. I don't know.
Oh,
That'll make some
for your
dinner.
shoulder.
Yeah, still being a problem, but Ernest, you should get some sleep. It's gonna be really nice. You're gonna have some really good sleep tonight.
I am.
I
Yeah.
know. I can tell.
All right.
What do I know? Okay, everybody have
Hugs
a
to
good
all.
night.
See y'all next
Yeah, I'll
month.
talk to you
Message
soon.
me if you
Okay.
need.
Bye, Lorraine. Bye. Ernest, bye, Tammy. Bye.
Time.